feel like it's been forever since I've done a wrap-up, and I have no idea if I'm doing this right. Do I usually do my wrap-ups like this? Is this what I do? Or what is wrong with me? Hello everyone, my name is Tasha, and today I'm going to be talking about all of the books that I read in the month of February. I read a total of 7 books, which is alright, I guess. Considering the last week of the month I did not read anything, and there will be an explanation for that later on. The first book I finished last month was Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling. I started rereading Harry Potter a while ago, and it was time to read this book. There's not much to say except for I still loved it, and I gave it 5 stars, and my favorite part about this book is the first glimpses that we get at the Marauders with like Sirius and Lupin. I just love it so much. The next book I read was Gabriel and the Swallows by Esther Del Seno. This book was sent to me for review by Off Tone Publishing, and I already have a video review up for this book. I will link that down below if you want to hear more of my thoughts on the book. Gabriel and the Swallows is a YA paranormal book about Gabriel. He has very vivid dreams and he stumbles upon this girl with swallow wings. It's very fairy tale-esque, and I really enjoyed this book. My favorite part about it was the writing, which I wasn't surprised about because Esther Del Seno's writing is so beautiful. There's something about Esther's writing that you can just so easily get lost in her world. The reason I didn't give this the full 5 stars was because I personally wished the paranormal aspect of the book would have played a bigger part, but I still thought it was a very, very beautiful book, and this book comes out March 11th. Then I started a buddy read with, surprise surprise, not from Happy Comes First. We started reading Cinder, book 1 in the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. I was already anticipating reading this so much because this whole series has been getting so much praise on BookTube. I gave this book 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed the setting of it, the sci-fi setting. I thought that was really interesting in the way the sci-fi elements were mixed with the fairy tale aspect. I really liked Cinder as a main character, even though this book was quite predictable. That didn't take away from my enjoyment. And then we went into Scarlet, and for this Nabila joined us in our buddy read, which was even more fun. I didn't enjoy Scarlet as much as Cinder. Scarlet is still an amazing main character for this, but I kind of enjoyed Cinder a little bit more, which doesn't mean I didn't enjoy this book. I still really, really enjoyed this book. I gave this 4 stars. The reason I didn't enjoy this one as much as Cinder is the kind of insta-love between Scarlet and Wolf. Yeah, I still like them. My favorite character in this was Thorn. Thorn is brilliant. Those were probably my favorite scenes in this book. Cinder and Thorn, they were absolutely brilliant. They made me laugh so much, and I cannot wait to start Cress and see more of Thorn. This next series, I read an entire series that wasn't even on my TBR at all, not even on Goodreads. This next series has kind of taken over my life, kind of ruined it. If you follow me on Twitter or Tumblr, you might have seen me talk about this series non-stop because it's, oh my god, I'm still not over it. I don't know if I ever will be. The series I'm talking about is the All for the Game series by Nora Sakovic. The first book in this series is called The Foxhole Court, and it is free to download on Amazon. This series is about Neil Jostin. He is on the run from his crime lord father, who is very, very dangerous and after him. And Neil has been on the run for several years. That's how he grew up. And we start off with him playing Exie, which is a fictional sport that is basically a more extreme version of lacrosse. At the beginning of the book, he is approached by this college coach of an Exie team. And even though Neil knows it's a bad idea, he joins this college Exie team and goes to college there, obviously. This entire team is put together by troubled students, and by troubled I mean people that no one else would take in for a sports team, but this coach is giving them second and third and fourth and fifth chances. For some people, it might not sound appealing, and it didn't sound appealing to me, I'm gonna be honest. When I first read this, I did not think it would be something that I wanted to read. Yeah, so that's basically what this whole series is about. I am gonna give some trigger warnings because it is a very dark series. Trigger warnings for abuse and self-harm and drugs and alcohol and a lot of violence, and later on in the series also for rape. So please be cautious of that if that is something you cannot deal with. It is a very dark series, but oh my god, this series has taken over my life and I do not know how to I still don't know how to cope with it. I have thought about doing an entire video about this series, so if you would be interested in that, please tell me down below. When I started off this series, I was so confused. For like the first half of the first book, I did not know what was going on. I was so confused, didn't think it was gonna be something that I would like, but then all of a sudden I was so invested in these characters, and oh my god, it was so amazing and at the same time painful. So I gave the first book, The Foxhole Court, I gave this 4 stars, as I said, because the first half of the book I had no idea what was going on. I was very confused by the characters and their dynamic with each other. In the end, everything did make sense to me. The second book, which is called The Raven King, yeah, I gave that one 5 stars. What were my thoughts? The only thing I wrote down was so attached to these characters, and that's all I have to say. These characters mean everything to me. And then the last book, which is called The Kingsman, I also gave 5 stars. After I finished that book, I was in a week-long reading slump, which I'm kind of still not out of. Yeah, because I was so attached to these characters and everything, I could not read anything else. After I finished that, I discovered the author's Tumblr, on which she has so much more extra canon content, which was amazing because I could read a lot more about my characters and know it was canon. And then I started reading fanfiction about this series, and that's still what I'm doing. That was a lot of rambling. If you are interested in this series, the first book is free to download on Amazon, and the other 2 are only 99 cents, whatever. Currently, I am still reading. I've been reading this for like 2 weeks. Soulless by Gail Carriger. Carriger? I don't know. I'm reading this as part of the Lonely Genres book club, which is a book club that was started by Sarah without an H and Clockwork Kitten. I'm a bit more than halfway through, and the other book I'm currently reading is A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. I'm about 40% into this book. Tell me down below your favorite reads from last month and what you plan on reading next month. Also, please talk to me if you have read The Foxhole Court, because I need people to talk to about this series. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. That was it for this time, and I will see you next time. Bye! Hello everyone. We'll be talking about all of the blah, 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 blah.